Megan. I'm coming to you from my August update video. I've decided not to call it my July. Anyway, it was just so confusing to try to remember what I had shown you and what I had not shown you. I was originally trying to kind of show you just what I worked in July and then just what I worked on each month. From now on, I'm just going to show you what I've worked on since the last video because that makes more sense and it's a lot easier. Also, something else that's going to change about my channel, nothing big. Some of you may not have even noticed, but before, every time that I got a subscriber, I would go to the subscribers page, and on a discussion page, if they had it allowed, I would thank them individually. YouTube has made this harder and harder. I will now, in order to do this, I would now have to sign in my mobile device in the desktop mode and then bring each link over from my email to the desktop mode, and it's just, and then half the time YouTube doesn't even, they don't even have the discussion page on their YouTube channel. So I'm not going to do this anymore in the hopes that I'll have more stitchy time and more progress to show you. But I do want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, new and old, and thank you for watching this video today. Now, with that said, enough of little channel updates. I'll start off with my only question. It is from JY Jenny K. And she is asking, she says that she's currently working on a big project with a hoop, but that she notices when she works over a stitched area, the hoop leaves hoop marks behind and it's really hard to make the fabric flat, even with ironing. Are there any good suggestions? And when I used a hoop, I now use more Q-snaps. I was not at the time using any hand-dyed fabrics or hand-dyed floss, so I didn't have to worry about color fastness. I would always wash my project with a little bit of detergent and very mild detergent and water, and then I would lay it over a rod in our bathroom. It's a towel rod to dry, and then I would iron it very well. If you're using non-color fast dyes and fabric and stuff, then I'm not really sure. I know they say to make sure you take your hoop off to rest between every stitching session, and I know that with my Q-snap, when I put some of this felt, it's just like the Crafters felt, very cheap. You can even buy little like paper page size, 11 by 8 size pieces of it at Walmart for like 50 cents. I buy it by the yard at my local quilt store. But if I put that in between the clamp and the project, that it doesn't leave marks. Maybe you could try that, see if that helps. Just put that over the stitched area before you cinch down the hoop. I'm not really sure. I only use small hoops now, and like I said, I don't always leave them on a project. I just take them off as I go. So I hope that helps. If any of you guys have any ingenious way to get hoops marks out of fabric, please just comment below and maybe she'll see it, or I'll mention it in my next video if somebody has like the end all suggestion to hoop marks. Okay, so and then on into just my cross stitching. I tried to watch my last video. I didn't get to get all the way through it, so I don't remember everything that I showed you last video. So I'm going to show you my 99 bottles again and my chatelaine again. But I'm thinking it may not be, I mean, except for what I worked on the last week. But like I think I'd already shown you July's project of my 99 bottles. I'm not 100% sure. But just in case, I'll start off with that. This is my 99 bottles, and I finished my shelf out in July, which were these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles right here. And that means that I only have 2 more shelves to go, which means that I have 22 bottles. For August, I will do these 6 and then just keep going half the shelf at a time. But I'm already started my August progress. Just this one bottle. Then I'll go back and add the actual shelf, and then I'll add in these other 5 bottles. I'm going to work on this until my allotment, or my quota as I've been calling it, is done for this month. This is one of my year finishes, so I'm really hoping to get this done by, if I stay on track, I should be able to get it done by November. And this is a Stranger Things needle minder. It was a button that I got off of Etsy, and then my friend Kelly, Crafty Kelly, she turned it into a needle minder for me, and it says mornings are for coffee and contemplation, and then it's got 3 bikes on the upside and 1 bike on the upside down. And then if you watch the show, you know what that's about. Anyway, that's what that is. I also made Lori one of these because she's another Stranger Things fan, and I just love that quote. Mornings are coffee and contemplation. Okay, and then just in case, I'm going to go ahead and show you my chatelaine. I'm pretty sure I showed you this. I'll come back to this awesome bag later. But I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this progress, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll show you again just to be safe. Which one is the top? I think this is the top bit. So here is my progress on my chatelaine. I'm 99% sure that I've already shown you this. So, but I did not work on this. I haven't worked on this anymore. Right now I've got 2 of my Year of Whipped finishes that I'm focusing on trying to get done. So I'm working on those. But there that is. Like I said, I'm sure that I showed you guys this, and I haven't worked on it since then. But just in case, I filled out all this past the gold and then the innards of these little squares. Okay, so now on to progress that I know for sure that I did not show you in the last video. I have a finish, and it is a Year of Whip finish, which means that with my Year of Whip finish progress, that I initially had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I had 14 finishes that I wanted to do, and I added Be Thankful to make a total of 15. And I have finished I've finished 12 of those 15, and I'm hoping to finish 2 more, and we'll get down to 14 of 15. The other one will be Tree of Hope, and I know that I will not finish that one this year. It's kind of been put on a side burner for no reason. It just kind of accidentally got put to the side, and I know that I can't catch up to it by the end of this year. So my Year of Whips finish for this month was my Needleworker design. Ooh, that's upside down. By Little House Needlework. Remember, I started this once on a gray kind of green fabric and just had so many mistakes that it did not work out. And then I purchased this Twilight Blue. This is MCG Textiles. I want to say 32 count linen. I don't have any issues with MCG Textiles. Maybe I'm just not, I don't pay enough attention to have the issue with them. But they've got, the linen's got some big sloughs in it, but I mean, that's linen. I don't mind it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. But this is their Twilight Blue 32 count. I realized after I started it that I had way too much fabric, but that's okay. I've got plenty of room when I finish it. If I finish, I'm sure I'm going to frame it. But there that is. This will probably be my next piece that's framed, because I'm wanting to put something up in my cross stitch room. I need some art in my cross stitch room. So I think this will be the next thing that I send with my husband to his work in order to get him to have it framed by his co-worker / our local framer. Did I hold that still long enough? I'm bad about that. Let me be conscious of holding it still and steady. Can you see through it? I can't see through it, so you should be able to see through it. And that's one of the reasons I do like their fabric, is that it's not transparent. It's got a very tight weave to it, even though it's the 32 count. But there's that finish. And then this was my to-go project for a while, and it was a gift project from McKenna. Every Stitch Counts. she sent me her, after she finished it, she sent me her copy of The Grave Digger by Cherished Needleworker, Cherished Needleworks, Cherished Cherrywood. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. I'll remember it whenever the video is done. But this is my progress on this one. This is stitched. I'm using leftover black DMC little ball of pearl cotton. It's the smallest pearl that I used for my, it's left over from my Box Delights. I am stitching it 2 strands over 2 for that, and I'm getting a lot of coverage, probably too much coverage, but I wanted it to be very bold for this project. And then the metallic, which is here, is just Kreinik number 4 braid, and it's their basic black metallic. Let's see. 005, and it's the number 4 braid, and I'm using that 1/1 for the 1/1 stitching that's required, and it's going to be in all the letters and then the little skulls that are in the side. But that'll be in metallic. It is just kind of just a hint of metallic. It's probably not even picking up on the camera. I can barely pick up on it, you know, in person. I can see it, but it's not like overly metallic. And this is stitched on 32 count Dapple by Picture This Plus. This is my new favorite fabric, and I don't remember what all. I'm pretty sure I got some more of this whenever I ordered in the Picture This Plus sale, which we'll get into later. But like I said, it's this just this very basic black kind of shimmery. I don't know if you can even see the shimmery on that, on the Kreinik. And then it is this, just as it's showing up really good on this piece. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the sparkle? And then it's just a little ball of the DMC stranded cotton. I don't even know. It's not like this. You don't separate this. You use this as one piece, but I'm doubling up on it. So it's what I think this is the number 8, which is what I used for my my Box of Delights. And that was my to-go piece for a while. I was keeping it in my work bag and in my car, and I would work on it all the time. However, for no other reason other than I'm trying to get another one of my year whip fit pieces finished. It's been kind of moved to the side, and it's not currently my go project. This is a bag that I got at a local thrift store. It's padded. I don't know what it's supposed to be for, but it works perfect for projects. Well, I'll take them out. Okay, my newest to-go project, and I'll comment on this bag in just a moment too. Guys, I was spoiled this month. Spoiled. My newest to-go project has become my Be Thankful piece by Imaginating. And this was the kit. It was not just the chart, it was the kit. So I don't think that it's DMC floss because it's shredding a little bit easier than like DMC floss does. But this is one that I started back. Jessie Murray was finishing hers up, and we were going to do a sal, and she started stitching home hers and just knocked it out within like weeks. But so this is one of my year whips, and I'm still working on it. I'm hoping I can get it done this year. I'm not going to hold my breath on this one. But, oh, and the needle minder on this one was from the Everyday Stitcher, Molly Peckham. And it is just an acrylic. It is Sally and Jack dressed up as Mary Poppins and Bert. That's one of my favorite needle minders. I just thought that was cute. See them happy fun light into the normal, Nightmare Before Christmas light that they're in. Okay, my next project that I'm working on, and this has become my kind of my to-go project. It stays in my car. And this is my progress on it. My goal for this month was to finish stitching this basket, which I did, and I'm already doing some of the back stitch. I'm actually a little bit ahead on my progress that I wanted to do this month. Once this basket is done, the letters are going to be, knock on wood, easy. Probably not. Letters always bother me, but they should be easy. It's got this, I don't know if you remember this, the fruit that comes through, and that's going to be a little tedious, I think. It's got a lot of back stitch, but that works because once I stitch it, I can just back stitch as I go. I've been stitching in the car line at my son's school, so. But there that is. And this needle miter is from Erica Sage True North Needle Miters, and it says "Live with a Thankful Heart." I figured that was very appropriate for the Be Thankful project. These bags nearby. And then last but not least, I did some Christmas in July stitching, and I haven't had this piece out in a long time. I had kind of, for personal reasons, kind of fallen out of love with it, but I'm back in love with it, and I worked on it. You guys aren't going to be able to tell a lot of progress because it's been a while since you've seen it. I will show you what I got done. It's not monumental. Other than, it's a lot of border work. But this is Dimensions Countdown to Christmas. Or, I'm sorry, Christmas Countdown. It is an out-of-print kit. You can still find it on eBay from time to time. Sometimes you can find it at a reasonable price, like $30. The other times it's crazy, like $70, $80. Keep your eye out though if you're interested, because they do cycle through. They'll come back. I think I paid like $35 for mine, which I didn't think was much because a kit in the store can be anywhere from $25 to $30. But all that I got done. I've got to stop saying that. I'm gonna brag. Look how much I got done. Now, of course, this top is the scene and the bottom half will be the calendar part. But I finished a lot of this red border work, which does not look like a lot, but it's a good 1,000 stitches. Probably I was about here, and I finished all the blue and yellow and then all the red. So next time I'll reward myself and work on some of the scene, and then the border, and then the scene, and then the border until it's all done. So. And then it does have the plastic canvas that comes with it that you put the little charms on for the calendar. And that's it, guys. My stitchy bug, I don't know, towards the end of the summer, we were doing a lot with Connor, so I didn't have time to stitch. And then, I don't know what's been up the last week and a half. Sorry, crinkle. I've not really had a big stitchy bug. I did read. I've been reading some. I've been reading, I read the second book in the Embroidery Mystery series by Amanda Lee. I think this one's called Stitch Me Deadly or something. I don't know. But it was just the second book in their series. I recommend it. It's a fun, just very easygoing series. Nothing that's gonna, nothing earth-shattering or life-changing. Just a cozy mystery that'll, I don't know, it's interesting. It's neat to hear like embroidery and cross-stitch and stuff mentioned, but of course the main focus is, it's about a woman who has a shop, an embroidery shop, and she just keeps getting into bad situations in her shop and having to solve a mystery, even though she's just a shop owner. So, but I definitely recommend it. It's odd, my library only carries the large print, so like the letters are really big, which is fine. Not having to wear my glasses for it, but my sister makes fun of me because it's large print books, and I cross stitch, so she picks on me about that. Okay, so that's it for progress. I'm tongue-tied tonight, and I will move on to purchases. I actually have only one purchase to show you. The rest I purchased Picture This Plus fabric and for the sale, and of course it won't come for a while. And I actually spent all of July and August's budget on my Picture This Plus. And I knew that I was going to do that. I planned to do that, and I stayed within that budget. Like, I had allotted myself that 2 months worth, and I stayed under 2 months worth. However, I found money in my laundry, and I joked on the Stitch from Stash group that I could consider this a gift, and they actually said yes, that it was considered a gift. So with that gift money, I know whose it was. It was my husband's. He never empties out his pockets, guys. Never. I've washed headphones. I've washed car keys. I've washed his wallet. I guess I'm a money launderer. I try to check his pockets, but I get in a hurry and forget, and I've washed so many things in his pocket, so I'm sure the $10 was his. So thanks, honey. You bought me a pattern. But this is Ink Circles. It's one that I've been watching since the Nashville market. It is their number M48. It's called Green Damsel, and it is a dragonfly. And I love it because it's green, and my stitchy room is green, so this will go up here and here soon. But there that is. And that's the only purchase. I've not purchased anything in August. I purchased that at the end of the month, the beginning of the month in July, with the money that I found. And then I made my Picture This Plus purchases, and I've not purchased anything stitchy yet. And we are halfway through August. I'm very excited. However, I was spoiled this month. I did get some stuff gifted to me. So I will show you those things. The first gift came from the lovely Stitching by the Lake. Miss Marlene, and she sent me this beautiful handmade project bag. She's my stitchy mama, for you guys that don't know that. She claimed me, I claimed her, so I now have a stitchy mama. And this bag, guys, it's Daisy's, which is amazing. I wish I could sew, because I would try to make these bags, but I can't. She lined it with just basic white fabric, which sets it off so much. And this came at a really hard time. The first week of July, I lost my godfather. I won't get into the drama of that. There was some drama that surrounded that, and some guilt that I'm feeling, but I'm getting better now. I've talked it out, and I'm much better. But this came in a week that I was kind of beating myself up. And anyway, that's a whole other story. But she sent that, as well as this wonderful, perfect timing angel needle minder that I haven't taken off yet. I just wanted to show you guys before I used it. And then this piece of fabric, which is to be used with her pattern that she finished that I loved watching. And it's the Lazy Kate. It's got, if you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus 1 day, so I never have to live a day without you. And then sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. And I actually think I'm going to stitch that one, the smallest things one, on this fabric and keep it up here in my room somewhere, because I just like that little saying, and it's so, so true. I was very thankful for that. It brightened my day, brightened my week, and brought a smile to my face. And then, the lovely Eclectic Possessions has learned to make bags. And I went out to the mailbox one day, and there was this package. And she sent me this beautiful dragonfly bag. Her colors are amazing. Look, she even has little lace. Again, I wish I could sew so I could make these. Apparently, I know she showed in her last video the little insert of her and her mom making bags, and so I was gifted one of them, and I feel very, very lucky. She's very sneaky though, because I knew she was at her mom working on bags, and I messaged her and asked her how they were going, and she sent me a picture of fabric, and I was like, oh my gosh, that fabric is so pretty. She's like, yeah, that's the lining of a fabric, of a bag. It was the lining of my bag. She sent me the picture of the lining of my bag, and I had no clue. It was so sneaky. As soon as I opened it, I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, you're so sneaky. but it's lined with this beautiful blue and turquoise fabric. And then these wonderful little, I don't know what they're little flowers, I think. It's just amazing. And I like this one. This is perfect to fit in my work bag because it's smaller and it just slides right in, and it's kind of inconspicuous because, oddly enough, is that the right word? It's not noticeable because my work bag is actually kind of pink. This one I like because it's bigger and it holds more, and this is what my chatelaine is in right now. So they are both my prized possessions. I love those bag, guys. Thank you guys both very much. And I also, she sent me, my husband and her husband have kind of hit it off, and there was one day that we weren't even together, and they got together and kind of hung out. So our guys are now friends too. But so through my husband, my husband was supposed to take a gift to her, and he left it here. And then she sent these patterns home with him. But these are the ones that she kind of showed before she went through the basket full that Jimmy Floshy purchased her. I got the Erie Silk Moth. And then the Oriental Butterflies. And I got these All About towels. I got them specifically for the Dragonfly towels. I've got some coasters that my sister purchased at a yard sale. And I think that one of those dragonflies will fit in the coaster. So I'm going to try to see if that works. And then this Butterfly Gallery. And then the Hanky Panksy. I think Emily and I are going to kind of stitch that since we've both kind of given up on our, I think this will be our next kind of maybe stitch along. We were doing a stitch along together of the Gecko Rouge Halloween stitch along, and we both kind of fell out of love with it. So I think she's already frogged hers, and I'm going to frog mine. I don't know, I'll use the fabric for this, but we've talked about maybe possibly stitching this together, so. And then, oh, I forgot. This right here came with the bag that Marlene sent. And I think I'm going to try to make a grime guard out of it. I'm not sure. Or either finish that piece with it. I don't know yet. But it's so pretty. It's just the opposite. Where the others are blue and pink, this one's pink and blue. Or that one's whatever. It's the same fabric, but just kind of a different colorway. There we go, guys. My mind is fried. It is late. It is time for me to go to bed. But I wanted to make this video because I was afraid I wouldn't get to if I didn't tonight. And then, of course, I have my monthly subscription to the Color and Cotton Floss of the Month Club. And so I have my August installment. Guys, these colors. I'm so happy with these colors. They're amazing. First of all, we have chalkboard. My video cut me off because I was talking too long. I'm not sure where it cut off, but we're going to go with that. It was when I was talking about my Color and Cotton subscription. And I got my August installment. I've already prepaid these, so these do not count towards my Stitch from Stash budget. So I got this month's installment, guys. I love these colors. I'll go through them one by one too, but there they are all together. This one is Spiced Orange. God, is that pretty? Primitive Pumpkin. How perfect is that? I mean, that is a very primitive pumpkin color. Halloween coming up. I'm so excited. This one is Cauldron. At the bottom it gets a little bit darker too. Like it's got a wonderful variation in there in those greens. And then Witch's Socks. That name cracks me up. Look how pretty that is though. They're all like Halloween colors. And then Chalkboard. And I love this. I don't have a very good variegated black, and that one's very pretty. But there those are, guys. I strongly recommend these. Her pieces are beautiful. They're amazing. And she's very good with customer service. When my card got stolen, it canceled my subscription. When I changed it out, I messaged her and she's like, I'll invoice you just for this 1 month. That way you won't have to worry about it. And then I was able to get it all. Like, I never missed a month. And she made sure I didn't miss a month. And she went out of her way to make sure that I didn't miss a month. And I really appreciated that. And her colors are amazing. And she even has a YouTube video, or a Floss Tube page, but she doesn't. I mean, I'm sure she talks of the videos I've seen. She mentions her floss, but only whenever she's like showing that she sits with it. It's not like a way to try to sell, just to sell her floss. So, I don't know. I'm really impressed by her. And now she's doing fabrics, and her fabrics look amazing too. I'm going to have to be very careful. And then, as Lori mentioned in her last video, that she came up to the house and borrowed my micro stitch to label her fabric. She failed to mention that I got payment for that. I got paid in fabric. She gave me 2 beautiful pieces of fabric that she didn't have any plans for. Most of her fabric she has plans for, guys. And there's this one. This is just a blue and white gingham. I thought this is so pretty. I have a flower by the Bay Needle Arts. It's called Megan. It's a daisy. I think I'm going to stitch that on this. I think. I haven't decided yet. I've got 2 projects that I really want to put on this. And I haven't decided which one yet. Anytime I mention Lori and fabric, I can't fold the fabric. It's a curse. I think we're cursed, Lori. And then the other one, gosh. Look at this. This is a R&R, is called Crocus. It is a 30 count. Look at this. It's so yellow. That's see-through. Let's hold it to where you can see the actual color. Hey, I folded that one. No, I didn't. It's still not right. Oh, Lori. There it is. It's this beautiful yellow. So, I got payment for letting her use my micro stitch. I got to hang out with Lori, and I got to play with her fabric, and I got to keep 2 pieces of fabric. So, I cannot complain at all. But that's really it for this video. My goals for August, of course, actually I finished Needleworker the first week of August. So that was one of my goals, was to finish Needleworker. And then I want to do my 6 bottles of 99, of course. I got my little board over here that I'm looking at. And then I want to finish the basket of Be Thankful. So I finished 2 of my goals. And I wanted to do one of the filler motifs and pumpkin swirl. But to be honest, my 2 main projects right now are going to be 99 and then Be Thankful, because I want to finish those before the end of the year. That way I can say that I did 14 out of 15 of my year of WIP pieces, that I finished them. So I don't know how many finishes I've had this year. I want to say like 10 or 11, which is a lot for me. Now that includes counting each towel that I did as a finish, which 2 of them are here and have to be back still. Once I finish stitching them, they kind of got put in the timeout corner. And it never feels that when Lori comes here, I've got the wrong month up in the house. In fact, I think the wrong month up is I think my July towel is still up right now. I blame it on being the mom of a 5-year-old. I have no other excuse, so that's what it's going to be. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. And if you have any questions, leave them here. And if I don't know the answer, I'll ask the other viewers and see if the other subscribers and see if they know the answer to them. But I'll try to answer them all as best I can. Thanks for watching.